Is meaning and purpose inherent to reality, or is it more like icing on a cake? You can pour the icing over the cake, but just as easily strip it off and pour a new icing on top with a completely different colour. Hi, I'm Warren, director here at St. Columba's. Glad you could join me for my message of the day. For the Christian, meaning and purpose is inherent to reality. It's one reason why Christians refer to reality as creation, for the word implies order, purpose, meaning, and all of this within creation. Its meaning and purpose is not a human overlay on top of reality. Now, we shouldn't get that wrong though. That doesn't mean that everything that happens to us is God kind of like pulling a lever to make it happen or something. But what it does mean is that we're not orphans in a cold, purposeless, meaningless universe trying to make our own little corner of meaning and purpose, which has no ultimate meaning. Interestingly, very few people live as though meaning and purpose is just made up. We live as though meaning and purpose is more than a human product. And when we feel purposeless, for example, that's just actually another affirmation of the natural tendency to seek a meaningful and purposeful life. A while ago, an avowed atheist told me that they believe that meaning and purpose aren't just a human overlay on top of reality. She thought that reality can't be reduced down to component parts, the sort of component parts that you could stick in a test tube, that you could use a scientific method to understand. There was more to reality for her. Meaning and purpose for her were built into and transcend whatever meaning and purpose we latch onto. And that means that conceivably we can possibly unknowingly find ourselves in opposition to the transcendent meaning and purpose of reality. I said to her, I wondered whether that really meant she was an atheist, and she wondered that too. When meaning and purpose are reduced down to human products, like an overlay on top of reality, then ultimately meaning and purpose will be determined by power, or if you like, down the barrel of a gun. For if there's no transcendent meaning and purpose, then it just comes down to us forcing our meaning and purpose onto the void of purposeless matter. And if you say that if everyone just minded their own business, so we could each just live out our own particular meaning and purpose, problems abound. It's a recipe for fragmentation, not community. And then there's the problem of the real world, where people don't and can't live in a bubble of their own narcissism. Strangely, amongst the people I have met and mixed with over the last 40-odd years of ministry, who also think that there is this transcendent meaning and purpose, but those same people who cannot bring themselves to work the implications of this statement, they sort of stop there. I've still never met one who thinks that the transcendent meaning and purpose of reality is to be cruel and murderous. It's always love, self-giving, self-sacrifice, respect, dignity. But why? Why not its opposite? Atheism likes to tell us that there is plenty of reasons to think there is no benevolent transcendence. I also think the meaning and purpose of creation is expressed in self-giving and self-sacrifice. But I've got a reason for it. I'm willing to work that affirmation. I say that the meaning and purpose of creation is expressed in self-giving and self-sacrifice because of the cross of Jesus. His self-sacrifice on the cross reveals the very nature of God. That's the Christian claim, amongst others. Thanks for joining me.